I want to build a digital product and I have zero experience or knowing of how to do this. So in the beginning of this year, I really always wanted to build something, but I don't know what. For sure in the business section. So today we're gonna start building a digital product, I guess. There's a couple rules. Number one, we're gonna try to build something that is no quick money guide. So no drop shipping, no day trading. We're gonna try to see if we can build something a little more stable. I heard digital product is a great way to start a business. So we're gonna probably create a budget sheet for the first time. And number two is we have to build everything ourselves. We do not try to shortcut this. So we're gonna go through the painful process of editing, changing, and messing up. So hopefully we can create something really cool and also learn something in the process of building this. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start. Okay, before we continued, the video might just jump straight into me building the actual section of the budget sheet, mainly because some of the clips I had before, I wasn't realized I wasn't recording. But pretty much how I imagined it was like this. Okay, so I wanted this to be the outline where you have something like this. So, but when the video starts, you'll see that I already have that set up and I'm already working on the actual part. So let's go ahead and continue into it. And I make it into a drop down. Let's insert, drop down. All of this will be a drop down. So here's the thing. I don't want to have to type all of this into the option section. So I have an idea. What if I make this all into a drop down as well? Let's say I want to say this is custom 1. We'll go all the way down to custom 10. Okay. So clearly typing this one by one is too much. And we need to figure out a better way to do this. I am probably gonna do a select range. So drop down from range. And I'm gonna press on this box. I'm gonna select this whole entire range. But we're gonna erase the title, video attempt, remake, and we're just going to just leave it as that range. And I think if we do, this will automatically have the options. If I press done, okay, there you go. So it's done, and then apply to all. It says apply to all 41 ranges. So yeah, so this is custom 1 through 10. It works. So if I change this to blah 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 blah, does that fix it too? Yeah, it does. Okay, so this means that whatever we put in here, it's all gonna be edited. So even if I delete this, it's just gonna be 1 2 3. Nice. If I add this to 12, a bunch of random numbers, it's all here. Okay. So this drop down section will always work for this cell. So I did say to apply to all, but I realized not all of them is applied. Oh, because there is custom 1 to 3. Duh. Okay. So that's working. That's working. Okay, that's all it to 10. Everything looks good. And let's just say we want to make this spending. Let's just say our spending budget. Spendings. And then our necessities. And then we're gonna pick the range of these, and we're gonna erase the name, leave that behind. There we go. Press done, and then apply to all 83. Let's do just this instance. This way, this entire row will only budget that, and this entire row will only budget this. Nice. And then for the monthly, we can just do like Spotify, Netflix, right? And then we can do like a drop down format, insert, drop down, and then we can do. Okay, due to some weird camera issues, I got it all fixed. It keeps getting disconnected, but let's go ahead and go back to this. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the ranges and then select all this. Press OK. Paste the name again. Little comma there. Press done. So it should have all applied. Okay. Netflix. Somehow they're all Netflix. So this one. Still necessities. Still spending. Still custom. Okay. Everything works. Let me see if I can add some word into it and it still works. Yeah. Nice. So everything works properly. Go ahead and switch that up together. Go ahead and merge this so it all matches. Okay, so now the actual works pretty well. So technically if... Oh, I just forgot I have to unmerge this. Okay, so technically now if I were to put the amount of... Oh no, it's not over yet. It's not over yet because this has to equal sum if it shows the category. Our category is J, but in our case we have J32 all the way to the infinite versions of J is equal to, can we make it this? G17. Can I switch it up to something else? Okay, if it's go to G17, it goes into the range of K32 all the way into the infinite range of K. Bam! Actual is 0. Okay, so I've added all of this. So this is J32 to K32, which is about these two ranges here. And I said that whatever is stated in G17, so in this case, G17 says custom 1. So if I were to put, let's just say not do the title, let's do a 50, a 100, or 400, and then like a random number. So if I do a, because the range is from the 32, which is this entire row right here, all the way down, it means that whichever I put in the title, custom 4, 5, or 6, or 10, it's gonna apply to this range. So if I do 8, hopefully it shows in custom 8. Okay, I switch all of them all together. So now technically custom 1 works, custom 2 works. Okay, looks like the numbers are all working now. So let's just say, yeah, this is 400 and custom number 10, 400 will show. Custom number 3, 3 will show that much. Okay, everything is all set, everything is good. So this section now works. Now I want to see if I can just copy and paste because I don't want to do this whole thing. And it starts with Q33. Okay, after fixing it for a while, I found out it's because I copy and pasted in the wrong category. But everything should still work. There should be no issue at all. Yeah, so as long as nothing gets shifted and adjusted, everything should be okay. Look at that, they're both custom 5, and look, they added. The 2 customs added, so that's how you know it works. Now for the difference, we need a better equation. So we can say I17 minus IJ, and then maybe equal sum. Yeah, so enter. Oh, look at that, and it'll automatically say, nice. Okay, but why is it negative? Right, what if my budget was 800? Oh, right, because now I am spending more than my budget, so I'm negative the value. That makes sense. Okay, so now we're gonna also add a rule. A rule or conditional formatting is just to make it look a little nicer. So we're gonna say that for all of them, if it's greater than 0, we're gonna make this a really nice color green. And we're gonna add another rule. If it is less than 0, we're gonna add a color red. Press done. So that should apply to all the rules, and hopefully we can copy and paste all the differences into this. There you go. Looks like the rules are all applied. Now if I do 500 and let's just say I budgeted this for blah 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 and I press DIS 21, it's red because I'm over budget. Okay, there we go. It's working. So it's working. So that sums up the actual and the difference. I think what I don't like is, let's just say we do budget something, let's just say 400, 200, 100, it's always going to be green, and I don't like that. So we're going to change the formula a little bit. And I think if you put it as equal if J17, if it's less than or equal to 0, I want it to state $0. So it'll show as $0 with the dollar symbol, and it will then have the budget, which is I17 minus the actual, which is J17. Let's parenthesis. Okay. Okay, so it'll show as $0. So it's saying that if J17 is 0, which the actual is 0, it'll show $0. And of course, you can say this whatever you want. You can say like flat. And then if it's 0, it'll show flat. But if the custom one isn't 0, it won't show flat. It'll show the number. So that's also a nice addition. So we can change this back to $0. So I gotta stop saying that symbol. I'm spamming everything. There you go. So now, so we can go ahead and select all this. Control copy, control paste, and control paste. For the budget, we want to show all this as currency. For this cell, we can do equal sum of all this. Press enter. Then we go and do equal sum of all this. Okay, so with equal sum, we now know our budget, we know the actual spending, and we know the total difference. So out of the actual spending of 1,966, we have a different total difference of that much, which doesn't make sense. I think the difference is wrong. I think we're going to change the difference to something else. We're going to do the sum of... The difference will be the over sum budget, which is I16, minus the actual, which is J16. That way the differences and everything looks right. Now we just have to copy and paste all of this to the next one. Let's go ahead and erase all of this. The same. Everything is $0. Everything looks good. Nice. Budget wise, it's 0 right now because we're keeping it the way it is. We're not doing anything. I'm gonna erase this, just to keep it clean. Okay. So that pretty much sums up the statistic part of it. So now we're gonna add the income budget. The income budget is probably gonna be the same. Go ahead and do that. And then, you know, obviously you write your kind of income, the different kind of paycheck that you're getting. Think that should be it. Is there anything else we need to add? So we can go ahead and delete all of this because we don't need it anymore. So since we understand how it works, I didn't know, but you can make the formula bigger. Cool. Okay, so now we have a big space here, so we can add a graph. Okay, that's pretty much all done. So the graph and everything and all the layout is pretty much all done. I think this is done for the first simple basic budget sheet. So you have a core spending, monthly subscription, and maybe a little extra if you need it. It pretty much gets the job done. You have a monthly diagram that shows you the monthly budget and how much you spent, and then the total spending, and then the total gain. Okay, one last thing before I go is I decided to re-edit the cherry blossom section, and I decided to make it more look a little nicer because I think the pink and the red that we had were too strong. So I decided to pick some colors that's mild tone, but this would be like the cherry blossom theme with a little bit of purple pastel and something pink. But so this is gonna be the end of the budget sheet. The theme is done. I've already locked the sheets, so nothing should be edited. So this should be allowing people to go ahead and download it and do it their own will. So we're just gonna go ahead and add a budget tracker, and then we're gonna see what we're gonna do from there. If you guys are curious where I'm actually getting all these ideas and how I'm creating these formulas inside the Google Sheet, I actually don't know this myself, but I've been watching this guy. His name is Jeremy. He's like my friend, and he's been creating this tutorial video on Google Sheets on how to do certain things like creating budget sheets and creating tracker. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and check out his channel because he has a lot of guides on how to do all of this, and it's actually quite educational. Okay, so first, I finished obviously recording the section and you guys have watched it. And this is pretty much the end of episode 1. I'm currently editing the video right now, but I do realize that my budget sheet is so crap. It's so bad. Um, and so obviously we're not going to upload it first. We're going to keep re-editing it until I think it's really good. I thought it was perfect, but you know, whenever you create something, you should also look at the market and see what's competitive and what's not. Clearly, my budget sheet is a chicken on a very, very, very skinny leg. It's not very appealing. It's not very good. It has automation in it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's the way I wanted it, and it's the way I think the market would want it. So we're gonna have to re-edit everything, which I will show in episode 2. But for now, I think we're just letting you guys know that I'm aware that the situation is our budget is not very good. But we're gonna go ahead and fix it in episode 2. See you guys next time.